Hello everyone. If you own an agency or a company, you probably know that chasing unpaid invoices can be very time consuming and annoying. The same for reviving dead or old leads. In the next 10 to 15 minutes, I will show you how you can build an automation in Make.com that does all the follow-up for you. It's not only small, but it's extremely powerful. And as you will see, it's infinitely scalable, and it can make you hundreds to thousands of dollars every month. And now let's start building. This will be the automation that we will build in this video. It starts with taking data from a Google Sheet, then we do some operations, we apply one filter, we take data from the same Google Sheet, and then this data we send to Gmail to send some mails. Okay, now let's start building and create a new scenario, and we start with Google Sheets. Get data, select from my drive, spreadsheet ID, it's called follow-ups, follow-up. First of all, I show you the spreadsheet we are going to use. So it contains the first name, I forgot an S, the last name of the person, the email of that person, the date the invoice has been sent, and if the invoice has been paid or not. So this is the data we will get in Make.com. So it's sheet 1, it contains headers. And now we're going to apply a filter. The invoice has been paid or not. No. Okay. Now let's run this module. And as you can see, we got the 4 rows. The first step we're going to do is calculate the difference between the day the invoice has been sent and the day of today, which is now. For that, we're not gonna add a module, but we're gonna add a tool, set variable, and that variable will be the difference between the date of the invoice and now. So let's call it difference, and we could say the difference is now minus the day we sent the invoice, but that will not work, as this one, the invoice sent date, is just a string. Make.com doesn't know it's something that is in date format. So we have to format this first into something Make.com understands as a date. So for that we're going to use parse date, and then we're going to enter this date, and then we have to tell Make.com in what format this entry or this string is. So it's day, month, year. So now Make.com knows this one, this string is in this format, and you can treat it as a date. And now we have to subtract it from now, which is the day of today. So now minus, you have to use this one instead of typing minus, cause doesn't understand what minus is if you type it on your keyboard. So now let's run this again, and let's see what the outcome is. It's a very large number, which certainly is not the difference in days. No, it's difference between one day and the other day in milliseconds. We're gonna call it difference in milliseconds. Now we're gonna add a new tool or a new variable to put that difference in milliseconds into days. Come on, connect. And how we gonna do that? Excuse me. Difference in days. So we have difference in milliseconds. They are 1000 seconds. I have to use this one. They are 1000 seconds, milliseconds in 1 second. They are 60 seconds in 1 minute. There are 60 minutes in 1 day, in 1 hour I mean, and there are 24 hours in 1 day. And now if we run this again, then you will see the difference is 21.52 blah 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 blah. I want to have a round number, or for the rest of this scenario we need to have a round number, and for this I will use the floor function. And what is the floor function? So if the result is 7.1, the floor of 7.1 is 7. I want to send mails only if 7 days or 7.1 days have passed. If I would use the round function, then it would put 6.9 into 7, which I don't want. 7 days needs to have passed. So I use the floor function of this all. And now if we run this again, you will see it's a very beautiful round number. But now we only excuse me, we only want to send emails after 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, 140 days even. And what mail we gonna send? In the spreadsheet I have a sheet called 1, which we're gonna send after 1 week. I have a sheet called 2 after 2 weeks, sheet 3 after 3 weeks. So I want to have the number of weeks that have passed. So 3, 2, 1, blah, blah, 110 weeks passed. Okay. So we need to get our data from Google Sheets. This we're gonna fill in later. First we're gonna set up a filter so that we know we don't have to check it for every entry in our Google Sheet, but only for entries excuse me, where the difference is 7, 14, 21. So we're gonna set up a filter, label difference is a multiple of 7. And how do we know that? Here comes the beauty of mathematics. There is a function called mod or modulo, which gives you the leftover after a division. For example, 15 mod or modulo 7, that equals 1, which means 7 fits 2 times in 15 and 1 remains as a leftover. So if we want to filter our days since the invoice has been sent as a multiple of 7, we have to use excuse me, the mod function. So yeah, we need to make sure that mod, so the difference in days mod 7 equals 0. I'm going just to make sure, I'm gonna make this a numeric operation. So this filters out all the data that we need. So now we go back to this one. Spreadsheet ID will be the same again. Follow up. And now the sheet name. So we have to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do we get it? Again, this is such a beautiful function. So we have the difference in days. If we divide that by 7, we get the sheet name. And we know this is a round number because the difference in days mod 7 is 0. So it has to be a round number. So if we run this again, there is only one output, which is sheet 3. And why? Let's check. So it has to be 3 weeks. And indeed today is October 31st, so 3 weeks ago was the October the 10th, so 3 weeks. It's this entry, and it will take this as content in our mail to send. So now our last step is adding a Gmail module, send a mail. We have the email address that we received in our first module, the subject that we got from our last module, and as content, hey, and then we go back to our first module. Here we have the first name, enter, and here we can enter the body that we got from our sheet, and now click on OK. And now if we run this, and now if we go to our inbox, we see we received one email with the title 3 weeks too late, hi Marcus, blah blah blah, which is the first name, and this is the mail that has been sent. I hope you are doing well. It is 3 weeks. Okay, I still need to change this, but so as you can see, it's infinitely scalable. So we can add as many sheets as we want, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, until 100 weeks. So that's up to you. It's infinitely scalable. So let's give it another try. Let's say Marcus Aurelius has paid the 31st, let's say. John Doe received his email 1 week ago, that was the 24th. And now let's try this again. Run once. And let's see if we have received an email. Normally it should. Back to inbox. And here, 1 week too late. Hi John, I hope you are doing well. It's 1 week ago. So you see, this small scenario does lots of work, and It's infinitely scalable, so you can send 100 emails. You can use it for every follow-up thing you want. So it's up to you. The possibilities are limitless. And you can connect it to whatever CRM you want, like Notion, Monday.com. That's completely up to you. I hope you like this video, and if you liked it or learned something, just like this video and subscribe to my channel, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye!